So Zero Skull says Brian Greene is a charlatan. Thank you, Zero Skull. I appreciate that.
My mini-story, which is made to rob you, might play a game or commit a crime. You never know what a zero will show.
Hello, and welcome. Thank you. Welcome to another special episode. This is still not the first episode. I'm still working on the first episode, but stuff happened, and I got the sideline. I came up with this great idea for a skit, and I shot it, and then I realized it didn't really fit into the first episode I had planned. And then I've also got a farewell to Trump special that I'm going to do on the 20th or the 21st, and it doesn't really fit into that either. It's like its own little thing. So this is the third special episode that I've done before I get to the first episode of the show. This pertains to one of those weird things. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution states, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or any state, who, having previously taken oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. That is, if you feel that you have been unjustly given such disability, you can present your case to Congress and Senate, and 2/3 of the Congress and 2/3 of the Senate have to then vote to grant you your American citizenship back. So if you're one of these guys who is military or police or even ex-military, because you did sign a piece of paper that says you were recalled to active service at any point of time in your life, all these people are now less than American citizens. And it's all because Donald Trump told them to. You go, guys. Don't do any research. Just accept what that fat idiot says and run with it. Uh-oh. Things are changing.
Just prior to showtime, ZERØ School meets with studio head Alex Spires.
Alex, I don't want to do the Prancing Pageboy scene.
You have to do the Prancing Pageboy scene.
Why do I have to?
Because it is written that way, Zero.
Well, I don't like it. Can we get one of the writers to revise it?
You are the writer. You wrote the scene. Plus, you're the entire writing staff. You'd be the one to rewrite it.
Well, I don't want to be in it.
It's a perfect scene.
Yeah, I know it is. I wrote it, but I don't want to do it. It really does look gorgeous in my head, and I know it'll be silly. Maybe even funny, but I do not want to play the Prancing Pageboy.
You have to play the Prancing Pageboy.
Why?
Because there are no other actors, and the show must go on. You're the entire show. You're working the camera right now. You have to play as the Prancing Pageboy.
But I don't want to play as the Prancing Pageboy.
You wrote it that way.
Can we change the way it's written?
The scene doesn't make sense any other way.
Why can't we just do a text scroll?
Because the poem has to be read to ensure the audience understands it.
Well, can we just do a voiceover?
No, a voiceover won't carry as much force as the Prancing Pageboy town cry delivering the news, and it'll carry none of the humor.
I just don't want to be a Prancing Pageboy.
Fine, I'll play the Prancing Pageboy, okay?
Really? Thanks, Alex. You're great. Hear ye one and hear ye all. Hear ye the voice that is mine. Hear ye as I do read to you once upon a time. In the year of our Lord, 161, an orangutangish White House guard sought himself some fun. He sat in a bunker there where he hunkered down to watch the news, expecting himself to quite soon uniquely find himself in the news. For a mob he'd unleashed with a rallying speech against the Congress and Senate had invaded the Capitol Dome and Rotunda, and now they were in it. And now as he watched greasily exuding his nervous effusion, he anticipated forthwith to see extrajudicial execution.
Yeah, come on, you trumpet ears. Yeah, you're gonna get that Senate.
fuckers. Gotta stop them. Oh, here they come. Yeah. They stop for it. Get them. Yeah. They got away. And so for the plight of the poor trumpeteers, Trumpty Dumpty filled a bucket of fried chicken with Trump tears. And they all lived happily ever after, running as fast and as far as their little legs could carry them for the rest of their natural lives. Oh boy. Now it's the part of the show where I get to interview the Colossus of Columbus himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, Arnold, do you feel that Last Action Hero would have done better if it had instead been called Last Action Star? Because it's the first place I ever saw the phrase action hero. I had always heard action star, action superstar, action megastar. I had never heard the term action hero, and it sounded weird. Shouldn't it have just been Last Action Star?
I grew up in Austria. I'm very aware of Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass.
Uh-huh.
It was a night of rampage against the Jews carried out in 1938 at the Nazi equivalent of the Proud Boys. Wednesday was the day of broken glass right here in the United States. The broken glass was in the windows of the United States Capitol. But the mob did not just shatter the windows of the Capitol, they shattered the ideals we took for granted. They did not just break down the doors of the building that housed American democracy, they trampled the very principles on which our country was founded. I do believe that we must be aware of the dire consequences of selfishness and cynicism. President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election. He sought a coup by misleading people with lies. My father and our neighbors were misled also with lies, and I know where such lies lead. President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet. Our democracy held firm. Within hours, the Senate and the House of Representatives were doing the people's business in certifying the election of President-elect Biden. What a great display of democracy. President-elect Biden, we wish you great success as our president. If you succeed, our nation succeeds. We support you with all our hearts as you seek to bring us together. And to those who think they can overturn the United States Constitution, know this: you will never win. President-elect Biden, we stand with you today, tomorrow, and forever in defense of our democracy from those who would threaten it.
I feel like I got sidestepped there, but now I can't remember the question. Thank you, Arnold. Well, that was my special Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States mini-sode. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I wish Arnold had talked more about Last Action Hero than whatever he was going on about. And next episode should actually be the first episode, which shouldn't have any politics in it. It should just be silly and humorous. I wish that there wasn't so much political stuff to talk about, and I wish that I couldn't find jokes to make about it. Well, have fun.
So Zero Skull says Brian Green is a charlatan. Thank you, Zero Skull. I appreciate that.
My read a story which is make up a rhyme.